talk. It's
Yeah,
very awesome. It's our first one like this, so I'm
yeah,
very excited.
right. Hello, we are live.
So,
Okay, so let me make the introduction because this is my page. So I have with me here Mia Becerra, and she's from Eastvale Public Library in California. I'm so happy. Mia has been promoting my books in the Eastville Library. And of course, at some point, I'm sure it's going to go around to the other libraries within the county. So I'm excited. And this is just me saying thank you, Mia, for the work you've been doing concerning this. And yeah, we're here to have a conversation about the books. And yeah, so we'll take it up from there. So, Mia, over to you.
well, hello everybody. This is Eastville Public Library's virtual author talk with Ozaremi Onesi Ozi. I'm gonna try to say
Ozigagun.
this correct. One more time.
Ozigagun.
Ozigagun.
Yeah.
All right. And I mean it is on your page, but I did have like this little blurb about you. So Osaremi is a product innovation and leadership expert, edtech founder, and author of Made for More and Shining in Your Spotlight.
Yes.
In this Q&A, we were going to be discussing her books, which empower children to build confidence and guide adults toward personal and professional success.
Yeah.
With a master's in IT management and organizational change, Osaremi also leads a global edtech business that enhances personalized learning.
Yes.
So, if you have any questions for our author, please feel free to add those in the chat.
Right. Okay, so I sent the link to your email. That's the Facebook link, not the StreamYard link, the Facebook link. So you can share that on your page, on Eastville Library page.
Got it. Let me get that link downloaded. Save it and open it in another spot here. And go. The content isn't available right now. Oh my goodness.
You're not able to see the Facebook page?
For some reason, it is not. Oh, that's not it either. Goodness. Because my email is open in a different page, and when I tried to, okay, let me do your profile.
So if you go to my profile, you should be able to share from there if that's
Yes.
yeah. So that should work.
Ooh, I don't even see it live on your Facebook though either.
Really? I'm seeing it.
It's about events. I see the event, but I don't see our live that's going on right now on your Facebook page. That's oh my goodness. Okay, instead of that, let me just share your page in general. Post, add a post. Okay, I'm gonna write a post from our event, from the virtual author talk event page that was on our Facebook. Let's see if that came out. Photos, featured posts. It's a comment. For some reason, the post is not coming out.
I wonder why it's not showing up. So you are on my page, but you cannot see the live, right?
Yeah, correct. I'm on your page, but I'm not seeing the live at all, which is so weird. I don't know why it's doing that.
Okay.
Even, yeah, we have two different pages, and each time I'm going to your page,
Okay.
I'm not seeing the live. Um,
Let me just share one more. I'll just try to share one more. Okay, can you check your email? I just sent another one.
yes, yeah, I'm in my email here. Oh, that's so weird.
So even this new link isn't working?
I am seeing it now. Yes, I okay. Let me share that. To watch the live event. Interesting. Okay. All right. So sorry about that.
I know.
My
Smart.
goodness.
But at
Could
least
have.
you made that work. So
Okay, we can get started, and this will be on Facebook Live, and they can always watch it back. Hopefully we get some people joining. Let
yeah.
me also had some friends who were joining us.
Okay.
Just two- okay, let's get into it. Well, thank you again, Osuremi, for taking the time to meet with me today, and giving us those books as well. They were super awesome. We already had one patron check it out, and I've got the other one right here. And yeah, just waiting to see the community's interest in it. Absolutely. Let me get into our first question. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the kinds of books you write.
Okay. So thank you so much, Mia, for the opportunity. It's been an interesting journey having the emails back and forth with you, telling me about the progress. But basically, my name is Seremi, and I am an IT professional, first of all. I'm a mom of three amazing kids. I'm a wife also. And I do many other things also. And this is one of it, being an author. I love to write and I love to read like personal development books. Apart from the fact that I'm a person of faith, I'm a Christian. So I really get to, harness the principles that I've learned in my journey to in writing my books. But basically, this is for anyone who knows they want to do more for themselves, like become more, right? That's basically what the book is about, or the books are about, because for the adult version called Shining in Your Spotlight, and it's not, I wouldn't call it like adults, even somebody who is 20 can read it and get some good nuggets from it, right? So that book was translated into a children's version, adapted in a story format. And we've really done like great things with that book. In the summer, we actually did a mastermind program for the kids, teaching them those principles. And it was amazing what they learned. It was amazing how that brought out the best in them, So it's really been an exciting journey. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the video that you sent me of the kids talking about what they learned during that camp. That
Yeah.
was so cute, and I love that they really felt that they took some important things away about like leadership and being confident in themselves.
hmm So the thing is, I feel like for me, right? I got to a point where I realized that, oh, there's some things if I had known better, I would have done better, right? I would be at a different place in my life if I, knew some key principles. I'm like, okay, why don't I put this in the book where anybody who gets a hold of the book, even the children, because it's better they learn, right from time so that they get it right the first time. They don't have to go around the bush to get to their destination. They can just know what to do and keep going for the right things as they grow. So yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Having that information early on is like just helps you out in the long run. Helps you just know the direction that you're heading in. Definitely helping you make those important decisions
Yeah,
that you don't reach adulthood and you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? What's the next
exactly.
step for me?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So, my next question, what was your favorite part of the writing process?
Hmm. So I went into becoming an author without understanding the complexities of it. So let me start with the not so fun part, where I got to what I realized they call the author's block, where you feel like everything is jargon. You put your thoughts together, but it looks like what am I writing? And then I actually shut this thing down for one whole month. Like I didn't go back to it because I felt like it's all over the place. So the most exciting part was when I came back to the book and then I was clear how to structure every part of the book. So in my head, it was like a journey, right? Me walking a journey, starting from understanding what my purpose is, which is simplistic enough, right? Understanding what my end goal is and the things I need to do to get there.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome. Like, and that's good that you took a break in the middle of it and but you came back to it feeling like even stronger than before, like you
Yeah.
knew where it was heading after
Yeah.
that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, did you do any fun or interesting research for your book?
At some point I did, but that was much later. In the beginning, I had to put out my own ideas of what I wanted the book to be about before I looked up stuff to understand, okay, how do I need to structure it? And that was even more polished when the editor did it because I was just, as a first time author, right? I was just doing my thing, like the way I thought was the best way to do it. But when it got to the editing stage, they actually put some finishing touches to it to make it very good. But yes, I did do some research on some personal development books.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's interesting to hear that like the editors definitely helped out in that sense.
Mhm.
Uh a bit as well. I was looking to see if we have any comments, but it doesn't look like it. So I'll keep on with my questions
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Hmm, I lost it. Oh, there we are. Let me see. I think about we talked about this a little bit. Where did the idea for this book come from?
Okay. Yeah. So in as much as yeah, I mentioned it a bit, but I'll just go over it like one more time, right? Where the idea came from. Um, at some point I was searching for more because when you're working, okay, now I have the kids, now I'm working, now what next? That's what came to my mind the first time. Like, okay, now what next? What am I supposed to be going for? Am I going for the next promotion, the next level? It didn't feel like that's where fulfillment came from me. So I had to go back to understand what are those things that I'm actually good at. And for a fact, I've always known that I'm somebody who is an encourager. But of course, I didn't know how to harness it. I use it for my friends, right? I'm that one person that when you come to me, you'll be all right, regardless of how you came, right? So that's what led me to the point of deciding that I was going to do it. And the thoughts came to me 5 years ago, but I didn't do anything with it. I think along the line,
Okay.
I had my third child, and life just kept going. You know how it is, right? Work, family, and everything. And 2023 December, I came across a woman, like a lady. I joined like an inner circle mentorship program, and that's
Hmm.
the power of community. So when we got into the community, she actually talked about the fact that anybody can write a book as long as you know that you've been inspired to do so. Then I remembered this was something I was going to do before I had my daughter. My daughter is 7 now. I'm
Okay.
like, oh, yes,
Wow.
I had that thought then, and I did have some things written down even back then.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So this is a 5 year, or now it's a 7 year dream, right? That eventually became a book. So she was the one that actually nudged me. She was my mentor, and she actually nudged me and told me, okay, even if you knew you had the idea, you can actually start to work on it. So I started
Yeah.
to research, how do I put that in a book? Like, what do I need to do? Put down my thoughts, then I follow the structured process to get it out. But yeah, that's the story. That's the journey for me.
Oh, yes, like so exactly like you said, it was a journey getting there,
Yeah.
but that's amazing, honestly, that you stuck with it and that dream was just like it came to fruition and now we have this wonderful book.
Yeah. Just the same way we fought to be here today, regardless of what technology wanted to do, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm a fighter any day.
Oh my goodness. And I appreciate it. Yeah, because you got this started and that I was gonna keep on struggling for probably another like a good amount of time, but I was still trying. So
Mhm.
we're on this journey together.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let us see. What was the most surprising thing you learned while writing the book?
The most surprising thing I'll say is when I realized that, in as much as I've always felt like my life was defined and structured, I realized there were gaps. There were many more things to learn. For example, having a vision, I realized is very crucial.
Yeah.
Very crucial. Understanding what your end, like, of course, it's not like just having something you're looking forward to, well defined, and working backwards to it. So I knew I knew what I wanted, but I did not understand how to do those things then. Now there's a more structured approach to the way I approach things to do with my vision. So for me, that was really something that really hit me hard. Like, I thought had it going, but I learned on the journey about that.
Having a vision. Yeah, so that like you have something to come back to of like your why. Why am I doing this?
Exactly. Your why that keeps you motivated, that keeps you inspired, so that regardless of what the situation is, you always come back to remind yourself and keep working to get to whatever goal you define for yourself.
Awesome. That is awesome. What was your writing routine like?
Okay. Okay, so before I continue, I can see some people join. So thank you all for joining, those that are online. You can leave a comment,
Awesome.
right? You can just interact with us as we go. So for me, my writing journey was basically at night when there was the stillness of everywhere, right? My kids are 12 and under. So I cannot do it when things are all over the place. So I wake up very early and I just write. And at those moments, it feels like I'm just typing away. It's like the inspiration just pours in at that time to do what I need to do. So I
Mm.
like the stillness of the day. I use those moments to put my book in place.
Uh, let, let me see. Okay, so would you end up writing for just like, would you have like an hour to write, or just like whatever time that you had in those early mornings, you would just use it and write as much as you could?
Yeah, until they woke up, I'm right there on my computer. That's what I used to do.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, and I'm an early bird. Even till today, I still rise up very early. I still wake up like very early. Sometimes 4, 5 depends, right? So I use those mornings productively for what I know I need to achieve. And those were the moments that came in very handy.
It's perfect. How many drafts did you go through when
And
writing?
actually, two. The first one was the one I told you was like a mess. It was all over the place. So when I came back, I put a structure to it. And that's when it started to look like, yes, this is a journey that somebody who reads it can go through it like a journey and understand where they need to be. So yeah, it really flowed when I got it right the second time.
Oh, that's awesome. Like I don't know much about the writing process. I'm not much of a writer, but only in two drafts you got this down. That's
Hmm.
very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the most difficult part while you were writing?
Mm. So what was difficult about it was, I would say maybe the research parts. Yeah, I would say the research parts because I had to probably look into other books to see how they do it. Like, how should this be written, right? In a way that would come out and be good, look good enough. And for me, I think that was the most difficult part. I knew what I wanted to put down, but I had to make it compliant to what makes a good writer. You get it, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like just starting off on your own, you don't have a lot of like you need that like outside insight to
Mm-hmm.
be able to then curate your own experience.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I see a question here before we go on. So Jamie is
Yes.
asking, thank you so much, Jamie, for your comments. Can you share any upcoming projects or or plans for future books? Let me just give a simple story. When I wrote my first book, because I spent at least 4, 5 months to get it to where I wanted it to be, I told myself, never, never, I'm not doing this again. It's more like nobody sent me. I felt the inspiration to do it and I'm doing it, and it was tasking. So I told myself, I'm not going to do it. But when it came out, this same mentor of mine said, wow, this is golden. And this is just the first of many. Oh, I'm like, no, ma'am. I'm like, no, you don't know what I had to do with to get here. And I think that word stuck with me because I mean, she's somebody I look up to. So I take everything she says to me very personally. So one morning I woke up and it was like a light bulb moment of this thing can become a children's book. Guess what I did? I went downstairs with my laptop. I typed away for more than 3 hours, making every section like a story. Like the chapter one, I thought about the story, how should it be, and I wrote it. I mean, before then, I'd never thought about it. I never had the inspiration to do so. But that day,
Yeah.
I did that. So I translated it from every chapter into a story that a child can understand. Right? Okay, so that being said,
So
that's the story of how I
interesting.
got to two books. So for future books,
Yeah.
I have an inspiration to write one more. It's more about relationships, right? The different kinds
Okay.
of relationships that shape people's lives. And in as much as I put down the idea because as it comes to me, I put stuff down. But this is more than 6 months ago. I haven't done nothing about it. So it's gonna come at some point when the time is right. But for now, yeah, I'm not gonna do it because I'm busy doing other things right now.
Absolutely. And hopefully, like, at least it's like the seed is planted of like the idea of what you
Yeah,
would like to do, and
yeah.
then everything will
Like,
just follow.
at the right time, I'll do that. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that your mentor is like, this isn't it. You've got more coming your way.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, I don't know about that, but it ended up as well, like planting the seed, like you have more.
Yes, yes.
Oh, it looks like Jamie added on to that. She said, thank
Okay.
you so much for answering the
Yeah.
question.
But I
Uh,
appreciate how you touched on the difficulty of research. Did you have a preferred method of resource that you utilize for research? No, not really. Not really. Like I'm a reader, right? So I have books even with like in my home that I looked into, and we do visit the library. So that was basically what I did because I needed to understand how to structure mine. So that was basically how I got to do my research. I did look online too, just to get ideas as well from
hmm,
online resources. And yeah, that was it.
okay, okay.
Thanks, Jamie.
I mean, let's see if I have any more questions about that as well. Okay, I feel like this one is a good one. What is one thing you know now that you wish you knew when you started?
Mm. Okay, so when I started writing, is it writing the book or me in general? Do you mean?
I let's do both, like in general, and then like for writing the books.
Okay, so in general, okay, let me start with something in the book. I've already talked about the vision part, right? How I got clarity on how to do better when it comes to that. But another thing that really struck me when I was writing the book was chapter 3. And that particular one was about relationships, like I just said.
Hmm,
Something came to me that day about resonance. And I'm a science student, like right from, back in high school, right? So I know what resonance was then. But when the word just dropped in my mind, like resonance, I'm like, oh, what is resonance? So I typed it out. And resonance, I would define it as a simple concept. If anybody who did physics, right? It's when maybe you have two tuning forks, for example. They call it tuning forks. They're like experimental stuff, right? You know it. So if you have frequencies that are different, so let's say you have a 50 hertz and another 50 hertz. If you shake up this one without touching this one is going to vibrate. You're not touching it. It's just the fact that it's close to it is going to vibrate. But even if you put 100 hertz and a 50 hertz, guess what? Nothing happens because they're not on the same frequency. So for
hmm,
me, that gave me a sense of how I relate with people in terms of relationships. Like we have to understand the concept of going with the people that actually will build you up, people that you're looking up to, right? Before, yes, I knew it on a vague level. Like I have people who I watch maybe on social media that I like, I follow them and I learn from them. But it gave me a very deep sense of you need to take this more personally, right? So that you're not in the wrong circle and you're understanding how you relate to people in your circle that are not taking you anywhere, if you know what I mean, right? You don't you,
hmm.
don't- you don't really cut off from people or whatever, right? But you'll be more intentional with how you handle every relationship that you have. So for me, that was a big lesson that came in the moment as I was writing the book. So I think that covers both, if you ask me.
Absolutely, the people that you bring into your life, and you wouldn't take advice from somebody that you don't like admire in like some kind of case. So like building each other up, you definitely want uh people that are doing out and doing things, and then you're like, yeah, I could do that too. I want to be
Exactly.
on their level.
Yeah, you know how they say if you have six friends who are millionaires, you probably have the next, right? So somehow they influence you. So, and that goes for anything. If you have the wrong circle, the wrong people in your, what people who are naysayers, who maybe they're not looking to do much in life, they're just there, just going one day at a time. You will definitely go at their pace, right? So it's
Yeah.
important to understand and be more intentional. The word there is intentional, being intentional about the kinds of relationships you have. And if you see that your life is not moving the way you want it, then it's up to you to start to look out for those other people that will build you up. And these days, social media makes it easy. There are different communities that you can join, right, to get to where you want to go. So yeah, that's just it.
Yeah, that's very true. That kind of brings me back to what you had said in the beginning that you had joined a group that ended up inspiring you
Yeah.
eventually. How was it like? Like so what you had said, like, what's the next thing? What's it? And it kind of led you to that group to join them.
Yes. So I was looking for more. Honestly, I felt like, okay, now we're going to the work. We're rising in the ranks. We need something else to do. Something that is different from this life of, being a mom, being a wife, being a worker, right? Something else that could inspire the world, because every one of us has a purpose. We didn't come here by accident. And even if some people may feel like at this, maybe wherever they are in this time of their lives, it doesn't look like much. But it's up to you to then find what that purpose is, because that's where you find your fulfillment, your enjoyment of life, and everything else that goes with it. I'll give you a simple concept of how I explain this concept of purpose, right, in the kids book. I explained it like this. Even this paper, right, has a purpose. I mean, nothing is created without a purpose. Like, think about it. Absolutely nothing is created. There must be a reason why something is created. So if you conceptualize that for you, who are a human being, right, a godly made being, you know what I mean, then you are here for something bigger, regardless of how you feel or what your circumstance or situation is. Yeah.
That's wonderful. I love that.
Mm.
Um, let's see. What advice would you give to any aspiring authors?
Mm. So I would say that if you know that you have that seed already planted in you to put something out there for the world, do it. It's like, because at the end of the day, it's not just a book, it's inspiration for somebody, right? And it may not just be one person in the end, it could be many people. But even if it's only one person, that's a win. I'll give you a typical example of how I felt at some point that the children's book, especially, should be translated to the French version. Guess what? The guy who was translating it to the French version, as he was reading it, he told me twice, Madam, this book is not just for kids. I didn't understand what he meant. I didn't know he was being inspired by the book. And then
Yeah,
when he got to the end, we had that conversation, and he said, this book made me do, like, set up a business that has been on my mind. He said
wow,
he could see himself in that child, the Sam, right, in the book, the character. He could see himself, and he was asking himself, why am I not doing what I'm supposed to be doing?
that's so awesome.
Over the moon the day he told me, I was so excited.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
he now has a tourism business because he does like French, like I said, right? So he takes people to French countries and they do tour, like, the whole experience of the language, the culture, the food, and everything like that. So that was what was on his mind to do, but he never did anything until he read it. So, yeah. So, my point is, you never know who is going to inspire, right? So, just go for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a wonderful story. I love that so much. That's so
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Like somebody who might have not even like who knows if he would have ever ran across your book like just in
Mhm.
general, but the fact that like he was translating it and he's like, "Oh my God,"
Yeah,
like you said, it resonated with him.
yeah, yeah. And that's what books do, right? Especially those the kind of books that are inspirational. They really inspire you to do whatever it is that the book talks about. When I was getting people to edit the book, like to read it and tell me what they
Mm,
think because that's the first stage, right? One of my friends who read it, she said she could hear me telling her, do this, do this, do this, do this. More like, you know what I mean? Like an instruction to
Yeah,
her to sit up. So books are really like, it's beyond words. They are life, actually.
I love that. I love that. That's so amazing. And I love that your friend was like, "Yep, I'm hearing you
I
telling me
hear you.
this." Like,
Mhm. I hear you. Yeah.
let's see. Do you have a favorite like chapter of the book? Or like even when you're writing Made for Kids, do you have a favorite like story that was produced from like
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my favorite chapter will always remain chapter two, which is the vision one. So I'll tell the story the way I wrote it in chapter two here. So
okay.
imagine a vision. The main book, like the other book, talks about the vision, right? Starting with the end in mind. So for the kids, I titled it "Imagine It First, Then Build It Next," right? So it's talking about the fact that, okay, the story went like this. Sam was with his daddy and he saw like a tree house and he really wanted the tree house. He wanted to build it. So his dad had to help him understand the concepts. You don't just say you want to build a tree house and sit back. Down number one. You have to plan. You have to understand, what should the tree house look like? So that's starting with the end in mind. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Aha. Then you're going to say, okay, what do I need to build the tree house? Then you have to have your plan, like an architectural plan, right? So his dad then walked him through to be able to get everything set. And in that, because he liked building, his dad also spoke to him about um, getting the works of other people who have built like before now. And that's how Sam got to find a mentor online who is an architect. So everything is in a story format, but it's just the same thing replicated. And yeah, for me, that's my favorite chapter in the adult version. But in the story version, it's more like me using the concept of building something. And even as much as we talked about it as building something, the daddy always went back to tell the story and tie it to life lessons. That's the beautiful part of it. So it's beyond just building a tree house. It's understanding that, okay, this is how you do it. So the daddy also talked about the fact that, okay, now you understand how they do it in building. In real life, this is how I did it. The dad talked about how he wanted to become like the sportsman of the year, right? What he
Yeah.
did to get there. He had to put the picture of the person who was currently winning and kept looking at it, kept inspiring himself by the person's work, and he worked to get there. So yeah, basically that's it.
That's great. And I think that's a really great lesson for kids, definitely, because they have all of these dreams and uh, they're still kids, they're still learning. They don't know exactly like what are the steps to reach that. Like I have a little cousin, he's like, I want to be a YouTuber, but he only knows like bits and pieces of like what goes into like how much work goes into becoming something like that. And it's just like very, very helpful for any kind of dream like that. Like,
Yeah,
okay, there's steps that you have to go through before you
before
get
you get
there
there.
to the
Yeah.
end.
Yes, yeah, and you have to be intentional about it, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
You can't just say it. You gotta do it too.
Hmm. Exactly. All right.
Let, let me see. What okay, and what do you hope readers will take away from each of the books? Like,
And so my hope is that it will be like something that transforms whoever reads it. That's basically my vision, my goal, right? Because if you read the subtitle of the book, is displayed right now, right? I said it's a guide to ignite your mind, something to give you a spark. Like you must find something that will spark you, right? And transform your life. So the goal is transformation, to make you do something you didn't do before. Now that you know it, put it to work so that you can see success, because it's more like a blueprint for me.
yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just looking through our questions. Like, what? could I ask you next that just like follows through?
Okay.
Hmm. See. Is there anything that you would change about the book right now? Or maybe even like, oh, you know what? This is something that I miss. Like, I would add in like another chapter just to talk about this.
Actually, yes, because this year I started to learn things about being very consistent with a morning routine, right? And I mean, I didn't discuss any of that part, and it's not like I'm gonna add that to it. Maybe that can come at some point in future, whatever I do, right? But
Yeah.
that's really something that would have been nice addition, right? I learned so much about morning routines, how you can, harness your morning to make every day like productive, every day fruitful. But yeah,
Yeah.
the book does talk about how you can plan, but highlighting this piece is what I would say is something I learned new, right? Which is not there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it is super important to have that morning routine. Just starts you off like
Yeah.
well for the rest of the day.
Yeah. I've always had a morning routine, but I learned to add other things to it, right? Other like elements to my morning routine to make it more because sometimes you watch all the people who maybe they're in the personal development space, people who are millionaires, and they say the same thing. Then you begin to wonder, why are they saying the same things? There's something about this thing that I need to know. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it.
Let's see. So obviously, like a lot of this is coming from like real life because you want to implement it into life. Is there any like specific like moments in your life that really led you to write about certain things within these books?
Yeah, I mean, every part of it was for me a lesson. I used to be introverted, I would say, and shy, but not anymore. So yes, definitely. So all those bits and pieces are still in the book because those for me are key lessons, right? Of how many things are. I would call them our own mindsets that probably keep us from shining or doing better than we're currently doing. Yeah, those are the things I called out in the book. Yeah, that's one of it.
All right. We just hit 12 o'clock, but I know we started a little bit later because of the technical difficulties and also getting it out everywhere. But I honestly I don't. Oh, I have a couple more questions
Okay,
left if you are still available as well for
for
like
sure.
probably another, if you'd like, maybe another 15 or so minutes.
Okay, let's go for it.
Awesome. Okay, so Jamie had asked earlier, like, what upcoming projects or plans. So like, what are you working on right now? Because you said that that book, the seed is planted, but right now you have other things going on. Is there
Mm,
anything that you would like to share about like your work that people could look into?
okay, so two things I would say. I will be looking to because the year is currently wrapping up. I'll be looking
Mm,
to promote the book next year. I'm not sure what my strategies will be yet. I'll get clarity on how I would push it out some more, right? So
mm,
that's one thing that I know that I should do, which I haven't really done because, of course, like I said, I'm doing other things. But I'm really in this space of my life where I feel like, I mean, I think it's something that has come along with me, but it's more stronger now. I feel like we should not all be just tied to working, just a job, right? In as much as the pay is good. But when you look into the future, you see other people who are older, and then you start to ask yourself, is there something they missed? What should I be doing differently now so that I am well positioned for a better future at that stage when that's what they call the retirement time, right? Like when you're 60 and over, right? So I feel like at this point, I'm exploring business to see how I can also leverage, what's available in the online space to do, better for myself aside just working a job. Of course, And at the end of the day, we will definitely get to that point where we're not working anymore. So what's
Mm.
going to be left, right? And for me, business is a way to impact people, right? As long as you're providing a service that's, somebody else needs, then it's value for them.
Yeah, definitely. Like, once you stop working that 9 to 5, like, what's next? Like, what do you do rather than it's like, oh, people that retirement life where you're just like, what? People go out fishing or they're go out to
Yeah,
restaurants, but like, you
yeah.
also still need like something that's productive that,
Productive that keeps you alive, right? If not, you're just going to
yes.
be at that phase where everything becomes, you know, uninteresting, probably. So, yeah, that's my
I
thought.
definitely hear that. Absolutely. Um, you mentioned that you were going to the library during your research and utilizing that as a resource.
Yeah.
What is your favorite library memory?
I'm not sure I have any because mostly I just pick up the books and go home. That's what I do. So,
Okay.
not really. Yeah, I just pick up books and go.
Mm. Totally, I mean, that's the original use of the library. Now we're doing a little bit more with like our programming and stuff. And like,
Yeah.
obviously, with this author talk, it's
Mhm.
very awesome to be able to um, work with authors who make the library what it is. Like,
Yeah.
without you guys, we would have anything to give out to people.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've thought of as well. You're talking about promoting your book. Some of the other library branches within our system have done things where they get like a 2 dozen or so authors all together for a giant author event where you can end up like networking
Mm,
with other authors and also just be available to the public to show the works that you have.
right.
So that's certainly something I've been thinking about doing for our local author community as well. People have reached out to me and I want to support you guys just the way
Okay.
I'm definitely happy to have supported in this and getting your books into the library. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes. Okay, that'll be nice. I'm sure that'll be next year, right? Because December is already like fast approaching. So, yeah, you can let me know when that's going to be coming up, and yeah, we can work towards.
Absolutely. I will reach out to you for that. Just got to put it all together, get the logistics down.
Mhm.
We're definitely trying to put on these events and help out the community as much as we are a resource to the community.
Right. Okay. Hey, that's nice.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it was great talking to you, Sarami. Thank you so much for reaching out to the Eastvale Public Library to help get your books into our collections and see what we could do to help you promote your wonderful stories and inspire other members of the community.
Right.
Absolutely. I think it's super valuable, and I appreciate your time and I'm so glad that we were able to do this and we got it rolling.
Yes, we did it. So thank you so much. Like I'm looking forward to you spreading it across to the other libraries within, Eastville and the county in general. So I look forward to hearing from you when we get to that phase. Well, thank you so much, Sue, for having me. It's been an interesting conversation too.
Yeah, it was a great conversation. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, well, I'll get back to you on how we can maybe spread this to the other libraries if they're interested in like getting copies or maybe having you do an author talk with them as well. Like, absolutely.
Okay, that'll be nice. And thank you to everyone that has joined the live chat. I can see the comments. Thank you so much to all of you.
Yes, thank you guys for coming out into this live. It's so
All
appreciated.
right. This is not the last of us. You're going to keep seeing me and seeing maybe me or somebody else from Eastvale very soon. So we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All
Have a
right.
good day. Thank you.
Bye.